It seems to me that this year, the Raptors have lost so many damn games. So damn tight. As they drop another one, 104-100 to the Phoenix Suns. Now, Phoenix obviously one of the best teams in the Western Conference, and the Raptors play a very solid game overall. However, too many times in this game, you've had to try and come back. You need these big runs, right? And then you allow a big run, then you got to make another big run to come back in this game. And they made it close late. They had opportunities late, and I'll get to that in a second. First quarter. They play a pretty good quarter overall. A big shot at the end of the first quarter by, I think it was Chris Paul. Gives them the lead by 1, 29-28 after one quarter, but you're only down by 1. Still lots of ball to play. You give up less than 30. All right, let's see what we can do here. In the second quarter, as I mentioned, they make a little bit of a run. They get it to about 10, and then we're like, oh, this is not good. Raptors fight back, though, and you're only down by 2 at halftime. You're right there, and you only allowed 24 in the quarter. You've only scored 23, though. The offense was nowhere to be found for the Raptors for the most of this game. And in the third, you got to come out of the gate with some sort of purpose. They don't. Phoenix comes out with a purpose to start the third quarter, to build up that lead a little bit. At one point, it was a 14-point deficit. But again, the Raptors claw back into it. And they lose the quarter by 4, 30-26, but you're only down by 6 after 3 quarters of play. You are right there. You need a push. And to start the fourth, the Raptors don't start strong. Phoenix comes out, builds up the lead, gets it back to double digits, and the Raptors, again, late in this game, fight back. They get it down to 2. With about, a minute or 2 to go, there's still time. And I counted 2 plays in this. Once they cut it down to 2 there late, there were 2 chances. The Raptors got stops, and then they came down the floor with an offensive chance to either tie or take the lead. They missed both. One play was Pascal Siakam just, I don't know. I mean, they were handing it off up top, wasting time, and then Pascal decides to drive on Ayton and look for contact. Not a very good possession. Then Gary Trent misses a 3 pretty bad. He was 0 for 5 from 3 in his Raptor debut. Here come the Raptor. Oh, I told you that it was a terrible trade. Even though it's literally his first game as a Toronto Raptor. But instantly, terrible trade, right? Awful. And you have those 2 opportunities to tie or take the lead. You miss both. Down comes Chris Paul, making some veteran moves, gets to the free throw line, makes it a 4-point game. And then the Raptors get 2 more. It's back to a 2-point game. They miss the shot. You can't get the rebound. The Raptors going into this game dead last in the NBA in rebounding. And man, did it show today. On the numbers, maybe it doesn't look all that terrible, but it felt bad. They couldn't rebound a ball that seemed to save their life, and every time they did, it felt like a victory. It felt like a moral victory. All right, they got the rebound. You shouldn't have to feel that way. If you corralled that rebound after the miss by Paul, I forget who it was who took that shot, and you don't get the rebound. I think it was Bridges keeps it in, fires it in. Paul calls a timeout, and that was basically the end of it there, right? You needed people to miss free throws. They don't, and you lose. You had opportunities late, and you lose. And as much as people are going to go at Norman Powell now, here comes the Masai Ujiri is terrible for trading Powell. They should have traded Lowry, all this stuff. I want to sit here and say this one thing, and I know people are going to probably be upset with me for saying this, but I don't care. Move on. I hate to say that. I hate to be so blunt. But what happened. Rodney Hood and Gary Trent Jr. are here. Norman Powell's in Portland. We're going to be seeing him on Sunday. Move on. The trade happened. All right, who do we have now? We got these guys. All right, let's have a look. Let's see what they did today. Rodney Hood, didn't really see a whole lot of them. He made a nice little spin around fading 2 in front of Chris Paul. I think those were the only points he had in the game. Didn't play a whole lot. So that was a nice move, but overall didn't see him too much. Gary Trent Jr. Looked rough. He looked like he was forcing the three-point shot. And for a guy just coming over first game as a Raptor, it looked like it was a little forced. But overall, I thought he was a sound defensive player. He got that really nice steal early in the game off of Devin Booker. Made some nice, easy mid-range J's. Made them look simple, smooth jumper. Liked what I saw there. Obviously, there's some stuff that he's going to work on. The guy's 22. He just got traded at the deadline to a new team. We can't expect this guy to jump in there and, oh, Powell's doing it tonight. Like I said, move on, right? It's crazy. But let's break this thing down some more, right? We talked about this quarters and what happened here. We talked about the new guys and what they did today. The main problem was, one, rebounding, -9 on the glass. You can't win that many games when you're like that. And in the offensive glass, it felt like they were all over the offensive glass today. When you're allowing guys like Chris Paul to out-rebound you, I mean, what else? You got to do something. And they weren't doing that tonight. They were not rebounding the basketball well enough today. Phoenix shot 48% from the field. Raptors only shot 41% from the field and 27% from three-point range. Phoenix also only shot 25% from three-point range. They did not miss a free throw. They were 9 for 9. Raptors, I think, they were 88% from the line. They had 16 free throws. You guys can do the math because you know that's not my specialty. So the Raptors didn't shoot the ball well at all. They played a pretty solid defensive game all around, right? Were there some breakdowns? Of course. But it's basketball. You're going to have some mental breakdowns. But overall, they didn't play a half-bad defensive game. They just didn't make shots. And that's just the end-all and be-all tonight, right? They just did not make shots. Pascal Siakam, look, overall played a pretty solid game, but missed shots late. Late in the game. He was 8 of 15 when he was at the free throw line at one point late. He ended 8 for 17, so he missed his final 2 shots. Those are the ones that Raptor fans hang on to. 26 points, and I kind of do as well because those are big shots and big moments, and he has not done that at all this year. So, of course, those are going to be magnified. 26 points, 11 boards, 6 dimes. Like I said, he was great all around there. 8 of 17 from the field, which overall isn't bad. 10 of 11 from the line, and this is the part that I don't like, and I hate when Pascal starts doing this. 0 of 6 from three-point range. For 90% of this game, he was shooting over 50% from the field. Why is he taking 6 threes? Especially if you miss the first 3, or the first 4, or the first 5. Why do you keep taking them? If you're hot, you feel good, then you keep going. Heat check. He was in the freezer. It was an ice cold check. They were checking to see if it was frozen, and damn it, he was cold. OG, I mean, he was solid tonight. Would like some more shots made from him, but it's the way it goes sometimes. I would have loved some more made shots from Fred. Would have loved Gary Trent to knock down a 3 or 2. Would have loved to see Lowry knock down some more field goals, right? You can always say that. OG, 15 points, 7 boards, 3 dimes, shot 5 of 12 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. He had 2 steals in the game, and he did a pretty damn good job on Chris Paul when he had the opportunity to. He was very good in the defensive end, as you know you're going to get from OG every given night. The fact that he gave you 15, 7, and 3 as well, not bad from OG. Fred VanVleet, 22 points, 4 boards, 3 dimes, but, and I will continue to say but with Fred VanVleet. He shot 8 of 18 from the field, which isn't terrible, but he shot 6 of 15 from three-point range. That's tough, man. That's tough. Actually, that might actually be near 40%. I might need to take that back. But either way, you take 15 threes, that's kind of tough. And Kyle Lowry in this one, 11 points, 5 boards, 6 dimes for Kyle. Shot 4 of 12 from the field, was 3 of 5 from 3. But like I said, you didn't get the big shots when you needed them. And that's really the end-all and be-all. You got the stops. The Raptors were definitely getting stops there in that fourth quarter. They only allowed 21 points. But you couldn't make shots. You only scored 23 in that fourth quarter, and you lose 104-100 to the Phoenix Suns. Now, if I'm going to take any positives, though, and it's hard to because the team is 9 games under 500, this team can compete with the good teams in the NBA. You saw them play very good against the Utah Jazz, and unfortunately lost that game tight. Of course, they seem to be doing that a lot lately. They crushed Denver a few days ago. Yeah, Norman Powell was there. I get it. And you lose by 4 to the second best record in the Western Conference in the Phoenix Suns. I understand you're losing these games, but they're right there. And I think that's the part that's frustrating Raptor fans so damn much, is that they're right there. There has been so many games this season they have lost by 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, tonight 4, right? It feels like it's every game They're in tight. They don't usually get blown out, but they're in tight, but they find a way to lose it. And those are the parts that are just making Raptor fans go nuts. And it sucks. All right? Points in the paint tonight, a big reason of why this Raptor team lost. 58-32. The Raptors were taking a ton of threes today. You were 27% from three-point range. You were making shots, period. And like I said, they were making threes as well. They were 25% from three-point range. However, they were 48% from the field, and they were plus, 16? No, 26. Plus 26 inside the paint. They dominated inside. Plus, they got the offensive rebounds. It sucks, man. It really does. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the next game for the Toronto Raptors is on Sunday. It's a 7 p.m. tip-off at Amalie Arena. And just like that, we get to see Norman Powell back, as the Raptors take on the Portland Trail Blazers at Amalie Arena. And man, that's going to feel weird. It really, really is. How much you want to bet Powell drops 35 or some stupid number like that? Would not surprise me, but I got nothing against Powell. I have nothing against him whatsoever. If he drops 35, good on him. Nothing but respect for Powell. Love the guy. Would have loved to have him around still, but it happened. They traded him, and it is what it is. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and did not enjoy the ending to this game if you're a Raptor fan, but if you are a Suns fan and thoroughly enjoyed the game, smack the like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like, what'd you not like from today's game? What'd you think of Gary Trent Jr. in his debut as a Raptor? What'd you think of Rodney Hood in his debut as a Toronto Raptor for the limited time he came out, obviously? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, all that great stuff. Also, the Instagram link is down below, so follow up there if you've not done so already. And I will talk to you guys Jays edition on Tuesdays, as we'll be breaking down this past week's games. The Jays game's on right now, and they actually tied the game. They were down 5-1, made it a 5-5 game. It's in the 9th inning right now. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. But on Tuesday, I'll be breaking down this past week's games. And as for the Buds, the Leafs are back in action tomorrow night as they take on the Edmonton Oilers at Scotiabank Arena. The Leafs looking for win number 3 in a row, and it's going to be a tough one, because Edmonton has been playing some really good hockey, and the Leafs are kind of scuffling lately. Yes, they've won 2 straight, but it has not been easy. So we'll have to see how it all plays out there tomorrow, 7 p.m. puck drop at Scotiabank Arena. And as for the Toronto Raptors, they play the Portland Trail Blazers and welcome Norman Powell back. It's going to be a weird one, just like that. Less than a week after Powell gets dealt, actually like 4 days, 4 or 5 days. Well, I know it was like 3 days, 4 days. I don't even know what it is. Thursday was the trade deadline. 4 days? I think it's 4 days or something like that. Post-trade deadline, and just like that, Powell's coming back to face his old team. 7 o'clock tip-off on Sunday. Raptors host the Portland Trail Blazers, looking to get back into the win column and play a good game and make shots, period. That's all I got to say, all right? So thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.